Greetings and welcome. Welcome to the White House. My name, Taft, President William Howard Taft. You might be wondering how I got here and what I'm doing here. Allow me to take you on a journey through the voyage of my presidency and life. My one true dream was to preserve the sanctity of the Constitution through an appointment to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. I made a name for myself as a young man, serving in the Ohio Supreme Court and the U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. This got the attention of President Harrison, who then appointed me Solicitor General of the United States, in which I was the youngest, ever. After this appointment, I was then given the position of Governor General of the Philippines by President William McKinley. My main focus was to stop any military hostility, so I helped to make several changes to their government and refused to leave until my work was done. I boosted the economy and infrastructure of the many islands of the Philippines. I was then given the distinguished honor of being the Secretary of War under my good friend Teddy Roosevelt. I accepted this job because of my wife's urging, as well as the fact that I could oversee my beloved Philippines during this time in this position. I became Roosevelt's right-hand man during his time in the White House and personally oversaw the construction of the Panama Canal. So you might wonder why I took on the challenge of becoming president. While my loyalties lie to the law, my wife pushed me into taking on this position along with my good friend Teddy. Roosevelt decided that I would be his successor, and he devoted his entire self into getting me into the White House and defeating my opponent, William Jennings Bryan. In my campaign, I did not do too well until Roosevelt jumped in and showered me with all kinds of advice. Due to his skills and advice, I won the election and became the 27th President of the United States in the year 1909. As I held the position as the most powerful man in the country, I did what I could to improve this great nation shared by great Americans. Right when I became president, I proposed the Federal Income Tax Amendment to Congress, which eventually became known as the 16th Amendment. Many immigrants from all over Europe traveled away to the United States as I supported free immigration. I established the dollar diplomacy, which was used to expand our international influence through China and Latin America. This was an effort to stabilize world economies. I then created the Payne-Aldrich Bill, which put a high tax on imported goods, which caused me to lose a few supporters since I had originally promised to lower the tariff. Unfortunately, I continued to lose more supporters because I went against my original conservationist values, leading to the split of the Republican Party. By the end of my presidency, Roosevelt backstabbed me and withdrew his support for my second presidential campaign, and we were fighting for the candidate of the Republican Party for the 1912 election. Thankfully, I ended up receiving the presidential nomination by Roosevelt's lack of 100 votes. Even though I did not win the presidential election, I still contributed my legacy to the progressive era, and eventually I was able to fulfill my dream of serving on the United States Supreme Court as Chief Justice in 1921, appointed by William Harding. Although many may remember me for getting stuck in the bathtub, I hope you all remember me for being the first and only person to ever be the head of both the executive and judicial branch in my time serving the nation, and also for the effort I placed into improving this great country as the 27th president.